what they want to be, they want to fulfill, or they want to serve the purpose of their birth, or their in the society. So Mahindra and Mahindra wants to be technical help to their customers, and technical product by means of technical better and better products, and to minimize the fatigue of their customer, that is called as farmers or other customers. So every big company, what is Mahindra or Tata or all big companies, all are working with some vision and mission, and their vision and mission is always already drive with the help of their ethical policies and their character building process of the organization. So what is ethics in terms of industry? We heard this word in terms of our social day-to-day life, but ethics is nothing but the code of conduct. Code of conduct means in what way we have to behave, in what way we have to play our role in the organization or in the institution. This is called as ethics. In case of you might have read a lot of stories about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, but if you read the character very carefully, you will find the total ethical behavior in his whole life. And in case of the soldiers, or in case of the sardars, or in case of the main people who are the pillars of their organization, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was very ethical about them. You might have heard the name of Netaji Palkar, who was the main Sardar of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, or the commander-in-chief of his army. But for twice, when he came late in the battle of Pannalgarh, also Netaji Palkar was quite late, and that's why Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj got a lot of harm because of that. So that time, after his mistakes, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj asked him to go out from the position of commander-in-chief. So this is the way they was acting in their regular ruling. Also, he was very ethical about the theft, about the good practices, about the bad practices, and that's why we always remember his rule nowadays after 400 years also. So in case of industries also, there are some ethical practices, and these ethical practices are called as code of conduct, and this code of conduct is necessary for every civilized society, for the organization, for the institution, and for all. Industry are there for making profits. So industry, if they are working for profit making, and if the people who are working there as employee, if they are not ethical enough in their working, the whole aim or whole purpose of the organization will get ruined or will get destroyed. That's why all must be work with their code of conduct. And the final thing is, working in disciplined manner is necessary, because if you want to make profit, your all the processes, manufacturing, your procurement, your sale, purchase, marketing, all your functions must work in the disciplined manner. So everybody who is in the society, in the industries, who is working in the society, he must follow the rules and guidelines of the industry. And so the next question is, why it is important? It is important because if it is not practiced well, the purpose of the industry can get defeated, and same time the company cannot earn profits, and same time the employee also cannot get the progress or the rating or the monetary benefits what he deserves because of this. So it is very important to play or to practice such type of good practices. Second thing is, we must discuss some examples of ethical behavior in industry. Many a times, a lot of people like faculties from a lot of engineering colleges, they are always in need of internship. But suppose if you apply in Mahindra and Mahindra, or if you apply in Tata, or if you apply in Saint Gobain, every company has their own procedure. If you send them resume, they will check it, they will go through it, they will talk with the students, and according to that they will finalize the list that who will be the intern in our organization. So this is their regular practice. But if you feel that this is called as ethical behavior, normal behavior, but if you feel that there is some third person is there who can have a contact with the organization, or some manager in HR, or some deputy manager in HR, if the third person is having very good contact with the HR, and if he can manage the number of interns who can get admitted in the industry, then what happens? After some time, people will not contact with the industry. They will directly contact with the third person, with the agent, and they will ask him that we have 6 people, we have 10 people, and we need internship in this big organization. In this big organization, that's why. So this is called as, if the company starts doing such type of things, or any third person starts anything like this, this is the unethical way of recruiting the interns. But if it is the practice, then people will lose their faith on the organization. They will start cursing the organization, and if for their sake only, they will start only contacting the third person or the agent, and because of him they will do their work. So this is both the example of ethical and unethical behavior of anybody or any organization. If you want to recruit your 2 or 3 students in such a big company, and if you feel that somebody is taking bribe in the organization, and after taking the bribe he can recruit the 2 or 3 people for any of the position, then what happens? All people will definitely start contacting that person only, and with the help of the money they can start recruiting their people inside the organization. Because of this, what happens? Because of this, the normal the students who are having the caliber to get recruited in the organization, they will lose their chance, and in the market also the company will lose their faith, and the company will lose their brand value also. So ethical practices are those practices, because of that the company can earn a lot of confidence in the minds of the people, and the company can earn a lot of brand value in the market. That's why ethical practices is very necessary for any of the organization. Third thing is, if the company, if you want to supply some raw material into the organization, and if you feel that there is some, your friend is working in that company, and if you contact with the person and ask him that what is the minimum rate of this raw material, please go to the purchase department, and the purchase manager is your friend, so being a friend, ask him in good faith what is the lowest bid of this raw material, say nut or a bolt or whatever it may be, or in case of automobile industry, say steering. So what is the lowest bid of this? What is the lowest price range of this steering? So if your friend asks him in good faith to the purchase manager, and the purchase manager in friendly nature, he tells him that this is the lowest price range, and if he circulate this information to you, and with the help of the information, if you the lowest price in your tender, then what happens? You will win the tender, and other people will get surprised that how you can how they lost the tender. That's why this is the example of another unethical practices of the organization. Because in a good company, such type of things, such type of practices are not advisable, and not accepted at all. So these are the examples. So because of these unethical practices, the company will lose the image in the market, and that's why these are about the ethical practices and unethical practices of the organization. Now, before going to the industrial perspective, if anybody has any question, please ask, or not question, but if you want to share your some experience or some thought process or some your if you want to put your some thoughts, you can. So 2 minutes for the questions of the first two slides.
Sir, one major query is these days we find it really difficult to, when we talk about ethics and all, everybody is motivated by money, and ethics is a rare motivation. So, in the industry, is there any concept or is there any methodology or any process via which this being ethical, the aspect of being ethical, is encouraged?
Yes. Now our slide is the answer of what Abhijit sir asked. So our third slide is the answer of that. We are taking the example. We are taking the example of two companies. That is, one is Tata and second is Mahindra, because I work in both of the organization. So what is industrial perspective? This is the first question, because the ethics, what we are practicing in the society and in the industry, are they different or are they similar, or some are common in both the cases? So we can see is in case of industrial perspective. In case of industrial perspective, every company framework their core values. For example, Tata's core values, that is integrity. So you might have heard lot of times the integrity, integral part of India, or for the integration of the society, or for the integrity of India, like so many words you might have heard in society also. But in company, this integrity is very, very important. If there is any question on the integrity towards the company of any employee, it is understood as a very, very serious concern. And if anybody is found about playing with the integrity, then he will be immediately sacked from his position same day. He may be manager, he may be general manager, or he may be vice president also. But there is a team in the organization, every organization. It is comprising of one is planted and second is some another general manager or some people, senior people in the organization, and this committee is is there for taking care of this all this thing. So what is integrity? I want to quote one example. In one company, there was a strike. Why strike? So the strike is of painter. There was a paint shop and the painter got on the strike. So the strike is for the sake of hike in the salaries. Okay, that's why the painter started their strike. But what happens after strike? All the other stakeholders of the department also, their engineer, senior engineer, assistant manager, manager, all their phones also they traced out to whom they are contacting. And in this tracing, it is found that the people who are on strike and they don't want to come inside the company and start their work. So the people who are on the strike, they they are found talking with the engineers of the department. And what they are talking, they are asking those people, sir, you have advised to go us on strike, but look, what is the position, and the company is not ready to take back us, and also they want to they want to they want to keep away from the company, and they want to do some other recruitment. So in this fashion, and the person who is talking with them, that he is talking that after 2 3 days there may be a possibility that management will ask you to come and join, and they will accept your demands in this fashion. But what happens after the strike? Management didn't accept the demands of the workers, and new recruitment was done. But the person who was talking with the strike people, it is understood that it is the question of integrity, and that person was very good in his work, and he is also talented, but he was asked to leave the organization, not immediately but in some months, and management advised him to search for new job because of this thing. So integrity is very important in the organization. Second thing is responsibility. Responsibility, I already 2 or 3 times stated this statement, that responsibility is the difference between a sense of responsibility is the difference between a worker and a general manager. So responsibility is very important. If any person, any student of your college got recruited in the STEAM organization, and if he is posted on the production department and he is now working in the shift, so if he is handling the shift, he is responsible for the whole production. He is responsible for the quality of the product. He is responsible for the cost assigned with the product. He is responsible for the deliveries, and he is responsible for the safety, and he is responsible for the moral of the people. But if somebody, if we assume that there is a dispatch of X product in quantity 100 numbers, but because of any reason, if the person who is working in second shift, if he is working in second shift, and if he found some problems in his work, or if he is in some trouble, but he didn't contact his superior boss or other people, other colleagues, and it is found that the dispatch not done fully completely. So in the next day, he will be held responsible for the non-dispatch of the parts which are important. So this is not accepted to the industry. If person had of 22 years old or 42 years old or 50 years old, if he is responsible for something, he must have to deliver what is he is responsible for that. If he is unable to complete his responsibility, it will be definitely difficult for his job. So responsibility is very important in case of your production, your quality, or whatever it may be. And second thing is, if you are going from one road inside the organization, and if you feel that somebody is doing some theft, and if you found that somebody is doing that activity, it is your responsibility to call to the security, to call to the next bosses, that sir, I found such type of theft process by this person, and that person should be punished. But if you ask that I don't know anything about that, then in CCTV cameras your position will be located, and you will be found guilty, because you were the you was the you was the that time that time you have seen the theft, but you are denying to report it, that it is not accepted from the company point of view, and this is in this case you will be held responsible for that. In one case, two workers quarreled with each other, and they start hitting and start fighting with each other. But one officer who was there on the shop floor, he saw both of them fighting. But on the next day, it was a Sunday, And on the next day, one worker from the both of them came to his home and requested him that, sir, whatever we have done, it is a mistake, and we have sorted out the quarrel, and there is now no matter. So on the Monday, the HR manager called the supervisor about what happens on that day on the shop floor. The supervisor understood that that worker also talked with the HR, and that's why the matter is going to get closed. And that's why he answered the HR that I don't know anything, it was nothing. But again, the HR asked him that is there any quarrel between the two people? So he answered maybe they are talking in some loud manner, loud voice. But again, the HR asked him, is anybody of them hated other or not? So he replied that he had not hated anybody else. So on the next moment, the HR told him that you are suspended for 3 days. So after 3 days, he asked the HR why it is so. The HR told him that we already captured all the incident in the CCTV cameras, but are you responsible enough or not about the management and about the company? That's why we again ask you, but it is found that you are not so. So this is the punishment given to you from the side of the management that you will get suspended for 3 days. So this is the case of responsibility. Everybody who is working inside the plant, they all must be responsible. If you are wandering in the inside the premises, and if you saw one snake going some in some garden, so it is again your responsibility to call to the main gate, security gate, and ask them and told them about the incident. Now it is their responsibility to search the snake and to do the needful, whatever it may be. But responsibility is for, if there is any tap is flowing, it is your responsibility to close it. So small and big things, all are you are responsible for all. So this is the case. You cannot take any cash amount from anybody else inside the plant, from the any outsider for any reason. So this is also the case. So responsibility is very important, and these are the core values of I am explaining to you about Tata. So first one I explain you about the integrity. Second one is responsibility. Third one is excellence. So Tata is committed for the excellence. They are known for their workmanship. So if any student got recruited in any big company, and if the core values of the company is of excellence, making of excellence, excellent product, excellence in their process, excellence in their method, excellence in all. So these people must follow the excellence. And who is the ultimate judge of the excellence? Customer is the ultimate judge of the excellence. That's why if your person, if you people got recruited in Tata, you must have to follow the principle of excellence. You have to do all the things which are stated in the technical data sheet, which are stated in the SOP, standard operating procedures. That's why you don't do not do any type of other practices or any type of compromise with the quality or excellence. So this is the case in Tata. Fourth one is pioneering. Tata is known for pioneering lot of things. You might have heard about the name of J.R.D. Tata and Ratan Tata. So these people are the known for their pioneering of lot of things. J.R.D. also was the first pilot in India, and after that they started their airlines. So they are the pioneers of lot of things. So pioneering is their core value. So if any person got recruited in the organization, they must stride enough, or they must try enough for the pioneering of new things. And what it requires, it requires the innovativeness and starting with your own thing. So this is the pioneering, and you must follow it. And one next one is the unity. Tata is again known for their unity, the value of unity. And what is unity? All the people, they may be engineers, managers, senior engineers, or they may be the maybe the housekeeping people or contract people working in the organization, but all are one. All the aim of all is serving for the company, and all rank is of one, and they have the same dignity in the company. So these are the values of the company, and nobody has a right to play with the values. So this is about the Tata. If anybody has a question about Tata and their values, they can ask me.
Sir, you mentioned that there is this process of maintaining excellence whenever it comes to Tata. One of its core values is to maintain excellence. If you will please help us understand as to how do they ensure that such excellence is maintained? Are there
Yes.
any quality standards that are followed?
Yes. Tata is known for their excellence. I already stated that the excellence in their process, the excellence in their manufacturing process, the excellence in the manufacturing methods. So they are excellence. They are having excellence in all. But for achieving this excellence, what they have done, first they frame their all processes in the SOPs. SOPs are called as standard operating procedures. SOPs are very important. Every department is having their SOPs. What Tata has done, Tata frame out all the processes, small processes also in their SAP. So if you have today is your first day in Tata, and if you ask to run some machine, then on that machine you will find the SOP of running the machine. Start this button, check this parameter, then only start again this button. After that, take the again all check all the parameters and do this thing, and after that do these things, and check the quality of the product and ask the quality person to check it. So in this way, so excellence, they frame all their processes in SOPs, they frame all their technical parameters in the technical data sheet, they have the customer requirement also framed in the document, they have a number of audits, quarterly, half yearly, yearly audits, they are having the certification audits like aerospace standards, or they are having the audits like integrated management system IMS, or they are having the audits of EHS, environmental health and safety policies. So they are having the regular audits of their processes, because people are working there. There is always a possibility of some deviation of the process, and that's why everybody has to work according to what is written in the SOP, what is written in the technical data sheet, what is written in the customer requirement. So this is their way of achieving the excellence. Okay. So
Sir, one more in addition to that.
uh,
I'm more curious also because almost all the members attending this session are from engineering fraternity, and we would like to understand more about. We have heard that they follow some methods like Six Sigma also. So, is Six Sigma followed in Tata also, or like in industry we get to hear, sorry, in education sector we get to hear a lot about the quality standards that are
yes,
ensured.
yes.
So,
Six.
do they follow Six Sigma or something
There,
else? And
there,
what is
there
the
are
difference that is
there
followed?
are Six Sigma is a tool. There are a lot of tools which are used in the industry. Six Sigma is one of them, and again one is trees. Trees is once again the tool. So a lot of tools are there which are used by the industry, used by the Tata also. Not in every plant, but in some plants. So they decide according to the level, how old the organization is, how are their processes, what are the chances of improvement. If the chances are very rare, they have to utilize the tools like Six Sigma or other tools according to their need, according to the need of the process. Some tools are specially made for some processes like automobile processes. Some tools are recommended for textile industries. So according to the need of the process or need of the industries, Six Sigma and other type of tools are used. But tools are tools. Everybody, it is not compulsory that every plant and every plant of Tata has to utilize it. But some plant can use, some plant can use some other tools. Okay. So this is the case. So
Okay. Sir, one
yes.
more question. I'm sorry that I'm asking many
Then
queries
yes,
here.
yes, you can
Uh,
ask.
yeah, however, it is an area of interest. That is nice. I would also want to understand, sir, as to how, in case if this excellence is not met, if you could just give us some examples wherein, excellence was required and it was not met, and how was that dealt with when excellence is not met? What happens
Yes,
then? And
I can quote you an example. You might have you know about the company Toyota, and Toyota is very well known for the company's quality. Okay, but Toyota is also producing vehicles for the customers, and Tata is also making the vehicles for the customer. Mahindra is also making vehicles for the customer. But excellence is what? In some vehicle they painted the vehicle in a so beautiful manner that in that painting of the vehicle the painting quality was so good that they beat Toyota in painting of that particular car. So this is the example of excellence. They are continuously striving for the excellence. Excellence has no end. You have to go every step ahead and ahead, and there is no end of excellence. You can set your benchmark. After that, you can set your group benchmark, Tata Group benchmark. After that, you can set the benchmark in the auto industry of the particular variant, and after that you can set a benchmark in the whole India in that particular segment, and after that you can set a benchmark at the international level. So excellence has no end, and Tata has a culture of excellence. That's why everybody is taught there about excellence with the help of the different type of trainings, and because of this there is a culture of excellence. So you will not found the food in the canteen also of the substandard category. You will find the food in Tata companies very good, in Mahindra very good, in Saint Gobain very good, because these companies are striving for excellence. Okay, okay.
yes,
So
sir, I got that answer.
yes. So now we will move to towards Mahindra's core value. So the first value is called as professionalism. In Mahindra, people are asked to behave professionally. If somebody is your friend, she can be your friend, but inside the organization, you should behave with him professionally. If somebody is not your friend and you have a lot of quarrels, you have a lot of difference of opinion with him, you may be from a store and he may be from quality, or you may be from production and he may be from quality. Then again also on the lot of forums you people are having quarrels and difference and opinions on the different type of issues. But in Mahindra it is taught to all that difference of opinion are difference of opinion are welcome, but there should all should be issue based, not personally. So Mahindra is well known for their professionalism. There are a lot of departments, and the well known department is marketing. So in marketing also, and Mahindra is also known for their ethical practices. Mahindra, Saint Gobain, Tata, these company never put any bribes on the table of any government officials. If there is a threat of losing the tender, of losing the work, or delayed in the work, Mahindra, Tata, these people never, or Saint Gobain, These people never put any bribes on the table of the government officials. Number one. Second thing is they always taught to behave inside the organization and outside the organization very professionally. All are responsible for their work and everybody is doing their work. If he is some holding my production or he is doing some stoppages to my production, then I have to solve what the problem he has, and after that he can release the production. So all has to behave in a professional manner. So this is the first value in Mahindra. Second thing is good corporate citizenship. So good corporate citizenship is again the new word for many people, because in corporates, Mahindra is now corporate. So what they feel that Tata is a corporate, Mahindra is a corporate, Godrej is corporate, Saint Gobain is corporate. So among all these corporate, we will keep the relationship between all the corporate companies a very good, very excellent, and we will form a good corporate citizenship. And for this, everybody has to take care of the brand value of Mahindra, as well as every employee of the Mahindra. They are responsible for the responsible behavior inside the organization and outside the organization for the sake of good corporate citizenship. Third thing, very important, that is customer first. All the faculty members are requested to impart the sense of customer first to the students, because in the big organization like Tata, Mahindra, Saint Gobain's, KC, VIPs, and all the other Hindustan Unilever, in big organization, customer first is very important. Any complaint any complaint received from the customer is understood as a very big thing. It's understood as a crime, and every customer complaint is treated with the very seriousness and with the very much urgency. Every customer complaint is displayed on the shop floor, it displayed on the various concerned department, and all the workers, all the engineers, all the people working there must get aware about the customer complaint what they received. So customer first is a core value of Mahindra. And there are again three things in Mahindra. One is they always taught their people about first thing is first time right. And what is first time right? It means that do the thing first time and it should be first time right. There should not be any rework or rejection, or there should not be any customer complaint, or calling back the vehicle and doing some improvements in that and sending it again to the field. This is not the case in case of Mahindra. So that's why customer first, and they always teach their people about what the customer first. And first thing is first time right. In interviews also, if your students tell the interviewer that, sir, we are in the mindset of customer first mindset, then he will ask you, what do you know about customer first? That time you can answer him that, sir, customer first means customers need should be satisfied with the help of the product. Customer urgency should be satisfied, customer time should be satisfied, and for that first time right, this is the one case. Second thing is first time right, do the product first time right. And second thing is every time right. If you do the product first time right, but once in your lifetime, then it is not sufficient. Once in your service period in the 30 year, this is not sufficient. So that's why first time right is important, but more important is every time right. So this is the requirement of the industry. You people must understand this requirement of the company, that first time right and every time right. And the third thing is that for the sake of why for this first time right and every time right, for the sake of delightful customer experience. And this is the whole thing about the customer first. And Mahindra customer first is the core value of Mahindra. Again, the next thing is quality focus. Mahindra is very much conscious about the quality. They are very serious about the quality because the customer should get the quality product. What do you mean by quality product? For I can quote you one example. You know that Mahindra has a DG power or power generation or power engines. So Mahindra has a genset product also. So if you have written that on your car, if you purchase a car and on the car, if it is written that the engine of 10 HP or 15 HP or 25 HP, or if you have a tractor having 25 HP written on the vehicle, but in the field, while plugging, if the implement is not lifting what he is supposed to look, what it's supposed to lift, then that time what happens? You feel that the tractor is don't have that much power what is stated by the company. So what it will reflect? It will reflect on the company's brand image, and people will not buy the product of the company, and they will not keep faith on the advertisement what is written in the advertisement. That's why customer first, and the second thing is quality focus. So Mahindra and Tata and these companies having a lot of focus on their quality. For the sake of quality, they are doing a lot of things. So, and again, one thing is dignity of the individual. It is called in some other words, that is respect for others. If you are working on the shop floor, you must pay your respect to your boss. You must pay respect to your colleague. You must pay respect to your peers. You must pay respect to the even housekeeping people also who are working on the shop floor. So respect for our dignity of the individual, it is very, very important. And these are the ethics of the big companies I have stated for the sake of example. And these ethics build the brand value of the organization. And because of the brand value, organization is known organization is known for their brand value and for their service to the same to the service to the industry. So if you have any question about this, for 2 minutes you can ask.
So if you please present the last slide once again. I have had a point that I kind of forgot. Sir, here also it is mentioned quality focus, and in
Hmm.
earlier slide the word used was excellence. So, is
Hmm.
there any difference between quality focus and excellence, or is it one and the same thing? And if there is
Yes,
any difference,
yes.
then what is the difference?
Yes, yes, yes. There is no difference. Excellence is the ultimate result of the quality focus, and quality focus is the activity, is the nature, is the attitude of the people working there. So, when this quality focus will come, when there is a customer first attitude in the policies of the company, and Tata Mahindra, if Tata is working for the excellence, it means that excellence to whom? Excellence in product, but we are making the product ultimately for the customer. So, what Tata intended to do? Tata intended to do the delightful experience to the customer. And what is mean by delightful customer experience? For example, if you are hungry, if you are thirsty, if you are hungry, what is your basic need? What is your basic need? Your basic need is you have to eat some two, three, four chapatis. You need some vegetable, you need some rice, and you need some curry, whatever it may be. So this is your minimum requirement. But when you are hungry, and that time when somebody offered you a very delicious dish of the product what you like, or of the food what you like, and then that time you eat it and you are now satisfied. So that satisfaction is called as a delightful customer experience. Means what? You are paying for something, you are getting the thing, but you are getting much more than what you are expecting. that is called as delightful customer experience. And Tata is working for excellence. Excellence for what reason they are working for excellence? For the sake of delightful customer experience. And why Mahindra? Mahindra also wants to do the same thing, but in other words, they keep here as a customer first, and second word is as quality focus. Okay.
Sure, sir, that answers everything.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So, ethics and character building from industrial perspective, why it is important? Well, I already stated that it enhances the brand value. It enhances the brand value. Brand value is the name and fame of the organization. In some village, you know that there is some Patel or Patil of that village. What is about him? He is a prestigious person of the village. If he tells something, then it is having a lot of impact on the villagers of the of that village. If some crime is there in that village, and if police rush to the village, and if they ask the Patel what actually happens, or what was tell me something about this person or the victim, and the Patel stated his something about the person or the incident, then police also take very cognizance of the what he is telling. So what is his? This is his credibility, and this credibility in other name called as the brand value of Tata and Mahindra. So these people are having a lot of brand value, and the brand value is created with the help of a lot of efforts. And these efforts they have taken from 50 or 70 or 100 years. So ethics and character building, it is important for the sake of industry, and it is also important for the sake of the students who are studying in the colleges. And the management and the faculty members must have keep some eye on these ethical practices and character building. So why it is important? Because it enhances the brand value of the company. If you found that somebody is taking inside the company, some officer is taking bribe, and because of paying him bribe, you can do anything about with him. That's why that time the company will lose the respect in the eyes of the customer or in the eyes of the other stakeholders. That's why brand value is very important, and it will increase, or it will enhances. It will increase because of the ethical practices inside the organization. And the second thing is safe and free atmosphere for employees. If the company is not ethical, the employee will feel difficulty in working. If the company is not ethical, it means that, nowadays we are facing the problem of pandemic, and in pandemic, a lot of injuries and lot of casualties we have seen in the society. But what happens? Industry are also there in financial crunch. So this year there were no salary hike in many of the organization. In many companies, people feel cut short of the salaries also. But in case of Tata and Mahindra, they didn't do the cutting in the salaries of the employees. And second thing is they also given the last year incentive to the employees, because last year there were no corona, there were no COVID-19. So people, the incentive is because of the work done by the employees last year. So in this case, and Tata and Mahindra both lost their businesses also because of the pandemic, COVID-19. But they still paid the incentive or performance incentive to their companies. So if the company is ethical, then the same type of behavior you will observe inside the organization, in the people, in the employees also. So a safe and free atmosphere is very important for the employees to perform, because if the atmosphere is not there, employee will have a direct, always a direct doubt in his mind that shall I perform or not. If I perform, my boss is telling that you are performing well and you will get the good rating and you will get the good salary rise. But in this case, if the company is not known for their ethical practices, the employee will not have a faith in the company, and will have a doubt in his mind that I will work hard, but I don't know I will get the benefit of that or not. So this is the case of safe and free atmosphere for employees. And again, the case is encourages the stakeholder to work with company. Example, encourage the stakeholders to work with the companies. And what are the stakeholders? Stakeholders means what? Stakeholders means employees. Stakeholders means what? Stakeholders mean the contract people. Stakeholders means what? The vendors, the suppliers, and all other marketing people, agencies, dealers. All these are mix will called as the stakeholders. So encourages the stakeholder to work with the company. What it means? It means that if the company is running with the help of ethical practices, if all practices are ethical, then all the stakeholders will definitely have a faith in mind that if I supply a material to this company on the only verbal communication, but I will get my amount back in the 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, whatever may be the period. So it encourages the supplier to supply their material. It encourages the students to get a job in such type of companies. It will encourage the employees to work there for a long period. And it will encourage the dealer to take the dealership of such company because they are having all the support to the dealers also. So this is called as why it is important. It is important in a lot of respect, and that's why people or the students who are having the mindset to get recruited in such big companies, they faculty members must taught them about the ethics and character building principles of the organization. So is there any question to on this slide?
Sir, I suppose we will wait for a minute and we'll request the participants. In case if any of the participants has any queries, you can always unmute yourself and directly speak with our expert guest. At the same time, if you're not comfortable, talking to the guest directly, you can always type in the chat box your queries so that we can. I will read them out and then those queries will be answered.
Abhijit sir, I need some water. You please send me. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. So the main thing is that all this is about the industries. These are the ethical practices. What we discuss, that the unity inside the organization, unity, integrity, excellence, and professionalism, customer first, and quality focus, respect for others or dignity of the others. So these are the common principles, but very important in the industry format. So that's why we discuss it. Many a times, some things are common in all things, but few things are important in some location, not in some other location. So if we don't have any board of parking in the parking, then there will be no issue because there are already designated places given for the cars. But if on the roadside, if there is no board for parking, then we cannot decide where to park. That's why, though where it is necessary. So organizations are for there for making the profits, and for profit all the people must work in a disciplined manner. And how they can work in a disciplined manner? They can be disciplined. How they can work in a disciplined manners, but with the help of the code of conduct. And what is code of conduct? Code of conduct is nothing but the way of behaving inside the organization. So, how to develop it in the students? Give them assignments related with the company code of conduct. For example, in the annual gathering, you can keep some dramas about the code of conduct of different industries. For example, you can ask one person to be a purchase manager. You can ask one student to be a customer. You can ask one a third party agent. And with the help of that customer, with the help of that customer agent, third party agent, he will contact with the organization purchase manager and see what will it be. So you can give the message to the people that bribe and such type of things are not acceptable in the organization. And one more thing, that is about, there are a lot of female employees also. So in every company there is a training of POSH, that is prevention of sexual harassment inside the organization. So it is very strict, and in every company there is a committee comprising of some women, female employees in that. So there is a there is a committee, and if there is some complaint from anybody, that time this committee will do the investigation, and they will find the final result. And the person who is having in such type of activity, he got punished. So all the students must know about the organization behavior, and that's why we must give some assignments or case studies to the students. And what is the case study? For example, I am a purchase manager. X is a supplier to me, and X feel that company is going to start some one product, and that supplier is very well known in that product. So that supplier asked the purchase manager to come for a 3 days and 2 nights trip along with his family. So will you accept it or not? So first thing is that the customer who is offering such type of things to me, he is not our vendor now. But as he came to know that Tata or Mahindra or our company is going to start that product, and if I please the purchase manager, then I will get a chance to supply the raw material required for the that new product. In such case, what shall I do? Shall I accept, because the customer is not our vendor, he is not directly linked our company? So in such type of cases the where the lines are very thin, we cannot understand what to do or not. In such cases, the purchase manager has to contact his boss or directly the member of the code of conduct or ethical behavior committee, and ask them that, sir, this person is asking me to come on one picnic or one trip or one visit with along with the family, but he is not our vendor. But as we are going to start that new product, he may be in his mind that he can get a good order from us. So what can I do? And you will be surprised to listen that the company will not allow that purchase manager to go on such type of picnic, and he cannot do that things. Even one thing is that other thing is that if somebody asks me the number of the purchase manager or his boss who is dealing with a specified segment of the raw material, then what can I do? Being a ex-employee of the company, can I ask him that number? And can the purchase manager has to provide the number to the ex-employee? So it is also not admissible to provide such type of numbers of the concerned person, because you must ask your ex-employee or your friend that for what reason you are asking me the number and to whom you want to provide it. So ask that person to directly contact to the company and we will provide him the number, but not through some third person or agent. So these are the ethical practices of the company. So this is the case study, and you can ask the students some questions, and you can take the questionnaires also or a question answer paper also on this. In case of interview, when you discuss that what you know about Tata or what you know about Mahindra or what you know about the company, that time the people will get surprised that you also know about the code of conduct, and it will be added advantage for the student to get selected in the organization, because it is a rarely found things that is code of conduct. And if you know about the code of conduct, it means that you are very much familiar with the industrial nature and behavior. This is the final meaning of that. So this is about the ethical practices of the company. And if anybody has any question, you can ask or we can go for the next.
If any of the participants wish to ask any questions, or in case if you wish to share something, that is also very much welcome. You are very much welcome. You can unmute yourself and ask your question, and or share your experience. Or you can also type in the same in the chat box, and I will give it up. The participants are requested to please keep the session interactive by by communicating with the experts.
Okay, in the end also, if anybody has a question, they can ask me. So we are moving toward the character building. And what is character building? Character is nothing but your specialities in your personality, and the socially agreed personal things comprises of a good character, and the socially disagreed things are comprises with the bad character. So character is nothing but the desired characteristics in your personality. And for the sake of industry, it is very important. But first, before going to that, I want to share a small story with all of you people. The story is, it is from mythology, and what happens? There was a king, and the king was very well known about the good deeds of him, and that's why he is going. He was that time the consistent for the king of the god. That is, it was the post of Indra, and the king, that his name was Nahush. So he was consistent for the Indra's position. That's why what happens. The Indra was in a very he was thinking that my position will I have to the position will get removed, and I have to be move from my position. Then what to do? So that's why on one day he changed his all dresses, and he went to the court of the King Nahush, and there he asked him that I need something. Will you hand over to me, or will you give me? So the king was a very mighty king. He told him that it is not a question. If you require something, I will definitely give you. So what you need? So he asked him that I need your character. And what is that? In that word, he asked him that I need your shield. And in English, you can ask him that I need your character. So as he promised, he has to give him. That's why he asked his character inside his body that go with this person. So as he told, one figure came out from his body. He bowed inside in front of him, and after that he started following the person who was the Indra. So she started to follow the Indra. After that, the king was surprised when he saw that again one figure came out from his body, and he asked her that who are you and why you are leaving me. So she answered that I am Lakshmi. Lakshmi means prosperity. I am Lakshmi and I am always following the character. I am always following the sheep. That's why she is going. That's why I am also going. And third, after that, the king was again surprised when one female figure came out from his body, and he asked to that figure that, "Ma'am, who are you and why you are leaving me?" So she told that, "I am your courage, and I am also going because Lakshmi left you and the shield left you. That's why I will also left you. I will always leave you, and that's why I'm leaving you." And she also started following the Indra. After that, one figure came out from his body. The king was again surprised, and he asked the figure that, "Who are you and why you are leaving me?" That time she told that, "I am your wisdom, and I am also following the courage and Lakshmi and the character. That's why I'm also going with them." So, what is the moral of the story? The Nahush lost his Indrapad that time, and what is the moral of the story? Moral of the story is, if you are working in education industry or in some manufacturing industry, FMCG or anywhere, but you have to build your character there, and because of the character, you can get lot of things. We will discuss in the next slide. But this is the story of the character. You must remember this story. And what is the role of it in industry? So what is the role of character in the industry? Because a person who got just passed out from the college, and he got recruited in Tata Mahindra or any big organization, General Motor or anything else, that time he has to build his character, because you will always get identified because of your characteristic, what sort of personality you are having. So you have to build your personality, and how the personality can get built, because personality had two words, that is, one is persona and other is personality. So one is persona. What is persona? You might have seen the Ram Leelas in the villages or in some old times. And in Ram Leela, you found that time that Ram is wearing one mask and Ravana is wearing another mask. So because of that mask, you can identify who is Rama and who is Ravana. That time, so this mask is called as persona, and because of what you get identified, that is your character. And a person, he may be of blackish skin or he may be of whitish skin, but not because of the skin color you get identified. You get identified because of the characteristics you have. And that's why inside the industry, if you want to make your work fast, you have a very good relation with your workers. You have a very good nature person, and you have a very good relationship with your colleagues and your superiors, also with other departments people also. So relationship is one thing. You must be a trustworthy person. It means that if somebody tell you one thing and they are expecting the result in 2 hours, that time they must have a faith in their mind that if I told this work to this person, he will definitely deliver it in the stipulated time. So this is called as trustworthiness. Third thing is that ability to go beyond the job. If somebody assigns some work to you and you completed the work after more than his expectation, So this is the ability to go beyond the job. So responsibility, responsibleness. So responsibleness is very, very important. So this can again build your character. The discipline nature about the timings also and all the things. So this will again build your character. So character building is nothing but your punctuality, your honesty, your time followingness, your result orientedness, your ability to go beyond the job, your ability to be a calm person and quiet person, your ability to solve the problem, and it means that you are a problem solving person. So all these things comprises of your it, all these things makes up your character. So people will remember you because of the characteristics inside you, and that's why if a lot of good things are in your personality, it means that you will be remembered by all will pay you some honor, and after that you will get good rating, you will have a very good appraisal at the end of the year. So this is the importance of the character building. Why it is important? It creates your image in company. It is your branding and what you are known for. So it is your branding. So this person is a very helping nature person. If you have any problem, go to him. He will solve your problem. So it will create your image inside the industry, and that's why this image people will talk about you, and the senior management, top management get a feedback from all the people that this person is a very helping nature person, this person is a very innovative person, this person is a very hard working person, this person is a very flexible person, this person is a personality with the initiativeness. So I stated 20 things in front of you. All these 20 things makes your character, and this is very, very essential to the company. A person with smart working, a person with a hard working, a person with innovativeness, a person with flexibility, a person with time punctuality, a person with honesty, a person with fairness, a person with integrity, a person with dignity towards other people. So all these things forms your character, and this is very, very essential for the sake of the company and for the sake of you also. So what is industrial perspective and what is my role in the company, what management expects from me? So this is very much essential. This is very, very important because what is my role? If I am a B pass person, if I got recruited in Tata or Mahindra or in any organization as a graduate engineer trainee, that time what happens? That time I must know what is my role. Am I responsible for the production? Am I responsible for the supply chain? Am I responsible for the stores? Am I responsible for the HR? For what I am responsible, I must know it. And because of that role demands something. For example, if I am in HR, I must have a very good communication skill. I must have a very helping nature. I must have a very good listening capability. I must have a very good flexibility. I must have a very good interpersonal skill. I must have a lot of capabilities according to my role. If I am in production, I must be rough and tough enough to achieve the target. I must be result oriented person. I must be an innovative person. I must be a fighting person for the sake of the goal. So these are the requirement of a production person. If I am in quality, I must be very keen about the quality requirements. I must be able to drive other people with the help of the quality policy. So according to my role in the company, I need some characteristics in my personality, and this is called as industrial perspective. So I must know what is my role in the company. And the second thing is what management expects from myself. It means that what are the expectation of the management? If I am completing the work in 4 hours, but the manager requires it in 2 hours, if I am sending the report daily, but if the management require it hourly, if I am sending the report hourly, but the management expects it daily or weekly, so what is the expectation of the management? I am very much conversant with the expectation of the management, because I am there to fulfill the expectation of the management. Not it is my personal agenda. It is the agenda given by my boss, because of my department, because of the top management, because of the company. Because to fulfill the agenda, to serve the agenda, I am there. So what is my role in the organization and what a management expects from me? This decide the essential qualities which I should have in my personality. I am a very kind person, but my role don't need it in industry, then it is okay. If I am a social worker, I have to do a lot of social work. I am my hobby is of social work. But if in company my role don't require that nature, then it is okay. I will keep it in my home. I will behave as according to the role given to me in the organization. So this is the case. This is very, very important. We must all guide the student about this. What is your role? Read the job description, and you must prepare yourself according to job description. Lot of people prepare their resumes, but many a times in Tata there is some other job description is there. In Mahindra, for the sake of production engineers, there may be some other common things are there, but there is a slight variation in the job requirement. But in that case, I must make or update my resume according to that, according to the job requirement. And this is very, very essential. What is the requirement of the customer? So industries are your customer, and you have to supply the material to them. So that's why what is your role and what the management expect from you, you must understand it very good manner, so that you are able to survive it. Okay, survive there in the organization for a long time. Okay, so second thing is how to develop it in students. So this is very, very essential, how to develop it in students. So same thing is give them assignment related with the company code of conduct or the character required in the company. Many a times what happens, we heard the lectures on personality development, but I always give a lecture on personality development according to industry. Why it is so? Because industry demands some different sort of personality within you. That's why this is very important. And for the sake of, for example, result orientedness, at the end of the shift you must give some result in terms of production, in terms of material, in terms of whatever it may be. For that purpose, student must have the ability to deliver the result. For whatever reasons are there, because of that the work cannot get completed, but nobody in industry is interested to listen the story. And story of what? The story of failure. So industry is interested in every minute, every hour, the story of the result done, result achieved. And that's why it is my personal suggestion to all of you that always take some queries or questionnaires or some dramas or some other things and ask the people about the result orientedness. If you ask them to write 10 questions and answer of that, but if you feel that only 10% people deposited or submitted their paper with answer, but others were not, what is the reason? You must ask them about the result orientedness. If in this time you have to submit this, it means that you have to follow the timeline and you have to submit that paper. So this is the case how you can develop the desired thing in the students. Second thing is How to build this character inside the students? For this, you have to ask them that how you will perform in the industry. For example, if you are a production engineer and you have to deliver some type of production, you have to deliver some sort of quality, you have to deliver some sort of things at the end of the shift. But if there is some rework in the product, and the river, if you don't have any manpower, and if you remove the manpower from the production, then that time what happens, the river can be done but you will lose the production there. In such case, what you will do? So you can take such type of case studies related with the production, related with the industry, with the students, so that they can get some exposure about the problems inside the company. If you are a supervisor and at the start of the shift you need 10 people, if you are now on that day you are in the night shift and it is the season of rainy season, so there is always danger of absenteeism. So supervisor is a person who is having some sight of forecasting, because if there is a raining outside the company, then it is always difficult for the people to come and attend the shift in the night shift inside the company. That time you have having some forecasting. You must call the people, are you coming or not, and say, check their position. And if you feel that out of 10, 7 people are coming, 3 are not, immediately call your boss, sir, 3 people are not coming, what to do? Or you have to handle the situation in 7, my output will be less in such type of case. But in your shift you are responsible for your absenteeism and presenty also. For that purpose you have to have a very good contact with the people, and you can talk with them. Is there now there is rainy season, rain will come daily, so what you will do? You will take a daily leave, or you will do some try to come inside the company. So try it and come, and if you get wet we will do some things, but today come and join the duty. So this is the case study. You have to discuss a lot many things related with the company, and you can make some question answers, that is called as question paper. And in this way you can feel that the students are getting lot of things related with the industry from your teaching also. So, if you have some questions, you can ask me, otherwise, we will proceed. So, we will start with the next slide, that is positive effects of the ethical practices. Positive effects of the ethical practices, it will create a good image of the company, because in big companies you cannot bribe to anybody and you cannot recruit your people. You cannot employ anybody by giving some sort of gifts to them. So it will create definitely a good image of the company, and a good image sell your product. So your image will sell your product, your name will sell your product, your fame will sell your product. So not the marketing person is not selling the goods, but they are selling your image, and image can be created with the help of good practices, that it is called as ethical practices. You must be ethical in all sort of business dimensions, and it will create a very good image of that. Tata is well known for their cares. You might have heard the name of Tata Sumo. So Tata Sumo, so Sumo is the name of their employee, and it is dedicated to their employee also. So Tata is well known for their people caring, people development, people training. So this is the image of Tata. That's why if anybody want to join Tata and anybody want to join some option of joining some other company, that time anybody can advise him that Instead of that organization, join Tata or join Mahindra because they are ethical enough. So ethical practices creates your good image, and this is very, very important. Your students also want to join such type of companies, those because those companies who are employee having very good employee care, your students will definitely wish to join those companies instead of those companies who are immediately hired and fired policies, having hired and fired policies. So definitely your student will love to join such type of Tata, Mahindras and big companies like Godrej. Can adopt good practices. If the company is practicing good practices, employee can also practice good practices. And what is happen about the good practices? If your practices are good, your habits will also good. And if your habits are good, then it will contribute to your personality building, and it will directly impact on the character of you. So people will get honor, people will get recognition because of these ethical practices. So this is the advantage of practicing ethics in the organization and making the students aware of these things. It is very, very important because for their survival inside the company. Management can see you in a bigger role. So this is very, very important. What happens when you join in any company as a graduate engineer trainee after passing your BE exam? So at the time of GET, at the time of GET, you are a very new person. But when you start practicing such type of ethical things, and when you start such type of practicing things, that time your image will also improve, and your capability of doing the thing, your capability of delivering the result is also again witnessed by the management. And that's why management can see you in a bigger role like engineer, senior engineer, assistant manager, or a section head of that section. So management can see you in a bigger role. So these are the positive effects of the ethical practices. Second thing is character building is career building. So what is character building is career building, long term benefit. Character building is not a one-day international match. Character can be built in years of the journey of years. So it is also have a effect on a next future, effects on the decades. So long-term benefit, you will get a long-term benefit of it. What happens what happens when you go for the job rotation means if I am working in Mahindra, I want to leave Mahindra, I want to go in Tata, I want to go in some other organization. So the people, the HR managers or the production heads or the general manager, so these big shots, big people, when they change the company, they always pull some employees from their old organization. So a person who is having very good character, very good practices, so such people are always get a call from that person that hey, you please come to this organization, we have an opening for you. And that time, without going for any naukri.com or without going for any job portal and without going for searching for the new job, you will get the job. Means your character, your personality, your image will sell you for the next company. So this is the long term benefit and helps in job rotation. And again the thing is that helps in interview also. How it helps you or the students in interview? Because whenever I have a lot of experience about the mock interviews and the campus interviews also, when you ask something to the student in the interview, tell me something about yourself, so that time the person always reply with what he is. He cannot make acting of good things, we can immediately find the bad things in his personality what at the time of answering. In the case of case studies also, we can find the personality of the student or the person who is sitting in front of us. So these can help you in the interviews also. Then you can ask me how it can help in interview. For example, if I ask you what are your strengths and weaknesses, that time if you reply that I am a person with a result oriented ability, it means that the next question will be how you can say that you are a person with the result oriented ability. it how it means that you have to show them some case study, you have to deliver some example that I have done this, and because of this I can say that I am a person with the result oriented ability. For example, you people are doing lot of projects. If a group of 6 people is responsible for one project, if one person is the leader of that group, but he leads all the people, he work according to the guidelines given by the faculty, and he achieve the result in the stipulated time. So in the this is called as result orientedness. So in the interview also he can put this example, sir, I am a person with the result oriented attitude. What it means? It means that I am a person with the result oriented attitude. It means that I am more beneficial for the organization. Organization will receive lot of results from myself. So this is the benefit while delivering the interview. So ease of working means if I am a person with very good characteristic in myself, very good character in myself, if I am with a, I am always honored by the other colleagues and other department people, and they always help me in doing a lot of things. So this is the case because of character building. Character building is a long-term benefit. You can it can help you in the case of interviews also, and in the case of job rotation also you will get benefited, and your all work will get completed in the less time because of very good relationship and very good acceptability of the people to you. So this is the case about the character building. So again, how it can be built in the students. So you can do a lot of exercises inside the company, and you must give some awareness to those people about the industrial etiquettes, industrial ethical practices, and industrial character building perspective, because these people, their journey will get start in 1 year or 2 year with the industry. So they must know all the things related with the industry. So this is the case of this ethics and character building. So if anybody has some question in their mind of, or people, do you want to deliver or express your thoughts related with this, you can. Because industrial character is very much important, because I must know my role, and if I know my role, I must know the expectation from myself, and for that, for different role, for the role of HR, I need some other for different tools. For the role of production person, I need some different tools, and for the sake of supply chain person I need some different tools with me. For the sake of store person I need some different tools. For the sake of marketing person I need some different tools. So every department has some different type of requirement. So when you enter in the industry, you must have some knowledge about your role, and once you have the very good understanding of your role, start performing according to the role, and this will help you in very good appraisals, very good rating, and very good monetary benefits. And it will also help you in the interviews. It will also help you in working in the industry. It will also help you in job rotation also. So this is about from my side. If you have any question, it is okay. Otherwise, hand it over to Abhijit sir.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. In case if anybody has any queries, you may ask. You may raise your queries, or if, even if you wish to share something, then you are very much welcome. You can just unmute yourself and talk to the guest, expert guest, or to the other participants who are here. Well, I suppose there are no queries then. Uh, uh, Mr. Amol Pusadkar, sir, thank you so much for joining us in this session on this particular topic. You delivered, a very important lecture that was on ethics and character building from industrial perspective. We have always, even in engineering curriculum, we have now a subject wherein ethics and character building has been officially, uh, ethics and character building has been officially induced in the syllabus. I would like to mention here to all our attendees that this was an important topic and we wanted this topic to be covered in this faculty development program. And after we consulted so many industry experts, almost everybody was of the opinion that it is easy to practice, but when it comes to actually explaining it to people, it is really difficult. And I suppose that Amol, sir, you have done a fantastic job helping us understand, explaining the how ethics and character building is important from industrial perspective. So thank you very much, Amol, sir, for taking out time out of your busy schedule. This is just for everybody's information. I forgot to mention this in his introduction. That as I said, Amol Pusadkar sir has already worked in many companies at managerial designations in many MNCs, like I said, Tata Aeronautics Limited and other companies also. And he has just now started his own companies, and he is now founder member of two IT companies. So that is an additional thing. All the best to you, Pusadkar sir, in your future endeavors, and thank you very much for joining us in this session. Okay, having said that, I will now request all the faculty members. A feedback form will be shared with you in few minutes and on the WhatsApp group. You are requested to fill in the feedback form, which will remain open only till 11 p.m. tonight. Apart from this, this very same link will be open to rejoin the session at 3:30 p.m. As usual, we will now take a short break from 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. and we will once again resume the session at 3:30 p.m. The session which will be conducted at 3:30 p.m. will be conducted by Dr. Anupam Kher sir from Vishweshwaraya National Institute of Technology, and he will be either conducting session on learning analytics or he will be conducting sessions on ICT tools, the tools which are used by teachers, the tools which can be used by teachers to conduct online sessions, online classes. So it is a very interesting topic. You can use the very same link which you have used to join now, to join us back again, and I will request you to join us by 3:20 p.m. so that we can start the session sharp at 3:30 p.m. as usual. Thank you so much. And I now announce that we will take a short break here and we will resume the session at 3:20 p.m. Thank you so much.